Silence as a test. Let me tell you something about women that many men fail to understand. In life, there will be moments when a woman ignores you. For many men, this is when doubt takes hold of them. They feel lost, confused, and begin to ask themselves what they did wrong. Why isn't she responding? In the midst of these questions, anxiety starts to take control. However, the truth is, her silence doesn't define you. It doesn't diminish your worth, nor does it change who you are. In fact, this silence is nothing more than a test, a challenge. This woman isn't ignoring you because she doesn't care about you or doesn't value you. She isn't questioning your worth. Instead, she is testing how you handle the situation. This is the moment for you to learn to practice patience, to control yourself, and to rise above. Stoicism teaches us to rise above emotions, external noise, and to dismantle the ego that so often affects us. The ego thrives on external approval, but what happens when that approval disappears, such as when a woman ignores you? This is when a man's true character is revealed. This challenge is not about revenge or trying to manipulate the other person into paying attention to you. It's a lesson in regaining your power. You must understand the deep psychology at play in such situations. What you must do is act with calmness, confidence, and serenity, qualities that only a man of high value possesses. True strength is not found in forcing people to pay attention to you. It is found in your ability to remain indifferent to their lack of attention. Chapter 2. The Psychology Behind Silence. A woman's silence can feel like a direct blow to the ego. It hurts, doesn't it? It affects us deeply because we are programmed to seek validation, especially from those who matter to us. We want to feel recognized, appreciated, and accepted. When a woman decides to ignore you for some reason, it can feel like everything you have done and everything you are has disappeared in an instant. Why isn't she responding? Did I do something wrong? The mind starts to wander, and in that confusion, it is easy to lose control. But what if I told you that this indifference is one of the greatest gifts a woman can give you? You may not see it right away, but let me explain. Most men crumble at the first sign of distance or indifference. They feel rejected, empty, and begin to desperately search for ways to regain what they lost. But not us, warriors. We do not fall into that trap. Instead of sinking into frustration, we see the situation as an opportunity, a chance to become stronger, to grow, to understand ourselves more deeply. Think about it for a moment. Why does her absence affect you so much? Is your value truly tied to the attention she gives you? Reflect on this. Does a man of high value depend on external validation to feel complete? Number A man of high value is able to remain strong, confident, and balanced, regardless of external circumstances. It doesn't matter how many times people come and go. What matters is how you handle your own life, your own being. This is the moment when you must understand a fundamental lesson. Your value does not depend on whether she pays attention to you, seeks you out, or responds to you. Her silence is a reflection of her own internal struggles, not a judgment of who you are as a person. This is where you set yourself apart from the rest. The majority of men react with desperation, insecurity, and anxiety, seeking answers anywhere. But you, warrior, must stop. You must pause and recognize that her withdrawal is simply a test, an opportunity to reflect on your own inner strength. Perhaps she is testing your patience. Maybe she is dealing with her own problems, and it has nothing to do with you. Or perhaps simply she doesn't like you in the way you expected. But you know what? It doesn't matter. What truly matters is how you react to the situation. I challenge you to see this not as rejection, but as a reminder. Your value is independent of the opinions or actions of anyone else. The key is to stay calm and maintain your emotional balance. Don't let her silence consume you. Instead, focus on maintaining your inner peace and strength. Let her silence be a catalyst for your growth, not a reason to spiral into self-doubt or anxiety. By doing so, you reinforce your own worth, which is not contingent upon the actions of others, especially a woman's attention or lack thereof. The true test is not what she does, but how you carry yourself in the face of it. Chapter 3. Acceptance as Strength. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest emperors and Stoic philosophers, ruled over a vast empire. But what truly made him great was not his power over lands and people, but his ability to remain impervious to external opinions. He understood that people come and go, that circumstances are always changing, but that the only thing he truly controlled was his own reaction to those circumstances. In this context, the silence of a woman, the indifference she shows, should not be seen as a blow to the ego, but as an opportunity to practice acceptance. In life, there are many things beyond our control. We cannot control what others think or feel. We cannot control whether a woman chooses to approach us or pull away. We cannot control her words or her actions. But what we can control is our own response. And that is the greatest lesson the Stoics taught us, to accept what we cannot change. When a woman ignores you, the first step is to accept that you cannot force her attention, nor should you. Acceptance is not resignation, nor is it a mission to simply endure. It is the understanding that there are things beyond your control, but that your peace of mind and internal balance depend entirely on how you handle these situations. Most men fall into the trap of trying to regain a woman's attention in a desperate manner, doubling down on their efforts, showing more need, more anxiety. But what do you achieve by doing that? Nothing but wasted energy that will not bring about a positive result. You become a prisoner of external validation, something that does not belong to you. True strength lies in letting go of what you cannot change, in accepting that circumstances are as they are, and that in the end, what really matters is how you choose to respond. As Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." It is our minds that create suffering, not the situation itself. The lack of her response, her absence of communication, is not the problem. The problem lies in how you interpret that lack of communication and how you choose to react to it. This is where the power of acceptance comes into play. It is not about not caring or resigning yourself to what is happening. It is about being able to maintain your calm, your emotional balance, without depending on anyone's approval. This is the true power that gives you peace of mind, the power to decide how to respond to circumstances without losing your center, without letting the chaos of emotions drag you down. Chapter 4. Reverse Psychology. It's time to shift your mindset and play a different game. This isn't a game of desperation or neediness. It's a strategic game where you take control of the situation and refuse to let emotional chaos overwhelm you. One of the most effective tools you can use when a woman ignores you is reverse psychology. Women are incredibly intuitive, and often they expect men to react in predictable ways, whether it's with frustration, overcompensation, or even neediness. But what if, instead of doing what she expects, you do the opposite? What would happen if you acted in a way that surprised her, that shifted the power dynamic? Reverse psychology is based on the idea of not responding as expected. If she pulls away, you pull back even more. If she shows indifference, you do nothing to try to win her back. You act as if you don't care, as if her lack of attention has no effect on you. Paradoxically, this will cause her to start wondering why you're not reacting the way everyone else would. Her curiosity will be piqued, and suddenly she will begin seeking your attention. This shift in the power game is a simple but effective concept. By showing indifference, By acting as if her behavior doesn't affect you, you create an emotional disconnect that changes the dynamic. She will begin to ask herself why you're not the desperate man she expects. Instead of you seeking her attention, she will start questioning why you're not doing the same thing all the other men do. Do you see the shift now? It's her who begins to feel the need to reconnect, to regain control of the situation. But remember, this is not about manipulation. It's about maintaining your stance, about not giving in to the need for external approval. It's about preserving your emotional independence and showing that you are unfazed by her indifference. The goal here is not to make her feel bad or to play hard to get. The goal is simply to maintain your own equilibrium and not let her lack of communication affect you. It's important to understand that when a woman sees that you're not willing to lose your serenity for her attention, she begins to see something few men have: inner strength. She begins to feel genuine attraction, not because you're playing hard to get, but because you don't need her approval to feel complete. This is the key difference between high-value men and others. High-value men do not chase, they attract. Remember, women are emotional beings, and their egos can be fragile. When you refuse to play by their rules, you create an aura of mystery and strength that can make them more interested in you. The key lies in your behavior, your attitude, and how you stay firm without falling into desperation or anxiety. Don't seek validation. Seek to grow, to improve, and to become a man who focuses on his own path. Chapter 5. The Revenge of Success. When a woman ignores you, it's easy to fall into the trap of insecurity. In those moments, it may feel like everything you've done for her counts for nothing. Your mind starts playing tricks on you. What could I have done differently? Why doesn't she care? It's natural to feel that discomfort, that sense of loss. But let me remind you of a fundamental truth. The best revenge you can take is massive success. Don't get confused. This isn't about revenge in the traditional sense. It's not about seeking to hurt her or getting even. It's about taking control of your life and turning that pain into something positive. True success is not an act of revenge against her, but a reward you give to yourself by investing in your own growth. The more you focus on yourself, the more you commit to becoming the best version of yourself, the less you'll care about what she does or doesn't do. The secret is to recognize that your value does not depend on her actions or approval. You're not seeking validation from her or anyone else. What matters is your own personal development. This is the true revenge that will make her question her decision, and if she ever doubts it, it won't matter because you'll be too focused on your own progress to care. If you truly want to see her doubt her decision, don't seek her attention. Instead, work tirelessly to become the strongest, most disciplined, and successful version of yourself. Think about what really matters: your goals, your personal growth, your dreams. Each time you make a decision that aligns with your growth, you're building a stronger version of yourself. You stop being defined by the validation of others or by the behavior of a woman. Your life becomes more important than any fleeting interaction. As you continue advancing, improving, and achieving your goals, it becomes evident that what truly matters is your own greatness. She may realize too late the mistake she made by not appreciating you. But if she doesn't, it won't matter. You'll be too focused on your own journey to waste time on something that didn't contribute positively to your life. This path isn't easy, but it's the only one that leads to true peace. External validation, whether it comes from a woman or anyone else, is fleeting and volatile. However, personal growth is eternal. The true strength lies in your ability to find satisfaction in your own path, in your own journey of self-discovery and progress. So instead of seeking revenge, seek personal greatness. The best way to show her that her indifference doesn't affect you is to demonstrate, through your accomplishments and results, that your life goes on regardless of what happens with her. Chapter 6. Turning pain into progress. At this point, you may still feel the weight of her indifference, the silence hanging in the air. Perhaps you're tempted to ask yourself, what if all of this is in vain? What if I keep investing in myself and she never comes back? But the truth is, it doesn't matter whether she comes back or not. It's not about whether she returns. It's about what you accomplish in the meantime. This is the perfect moment to transform any frustration into something productive. The time she doesn't spend with you should be time you invest in yourself. Each time you feel the pain of her lack of attention, use that feeling as fuel. Pain is simply a signal that something within you is searching for something greater, something better. Use that energy to push yourself into activities that strengthen you. Maybe it's hitting the gym and improving your physical health. Maybe it's working on your career and excelling in your field. Maybe it's developing your passion for art, music, or any other pursuit that allows you to grow. Whatever it is, use that pain to propel yourself forward. Each repetition in the gym, each task you conquer at work, each skill you master, brings you closer to becoming the man you were always meant to be. The pain of her indifference becomes your motivation, the force that pushes you to improve. It's important to remember that high-value men don't wait for women to come back into their lives to start living with purpose. They build empires, whether or not a woman is by their side. As you focus on building your life, you will not only improve your body or your skills, but you'll also be developing your character and your identity. Truly powerful men do not wait for permission from anyone to move forward. They take action. They rise from adversity and focus on what's within their control, their mind, their body, and their goals. When you focus on yourself, something incredible happens. Your confidence grows, your self-esteem skyrockets, and above all, you realize that external validation was never what you truly needed. The attention of a woman or anyone else is just one aspect of life, something that comes and goes. But personal growth, your constant evolution, is an infinite source of strength. By focusing on building yourself up, you not only become a stronger man, but you also become someone who does not depend on external factors to feel valuable. Remember the words of Epictetus: "First decide what you would be, and then do what you must." What kind of man do you want to be? The time you no longer spend with her should be the time you invest in yourself. Let that frustration transform into your engine of progress. Pain becomes the seed of your success. Every time you face adversity, it's an opportunity to grow, to improve, to prove to yourself what you're capable of. By focusing on your own journey of growth, you align yourself with your higher purpose and become someone who radiates true value. In the end, a woman's indifference may hurt in the moment, but the way you handle it will define you. The more you focus on developing yourself, the less impact her actions will have on you. And the more you focus on your own path, the more you'll realize that you never truly needed anyone's validation to be the best version of yourself. High-value men attract, they do not chase. By focusing on your own path, you set yourself apart from the rest. And ultimately, you become the man who does not need the approval of anyone to feel complete. You are a man who takes full ownership of his life and his journey. And that, my friend, is where true power lies.